I would like to thank both of our employers for putting up with us the whole time with the work we did out, the time. Thank you so much, Head Construction and Archuleta Associates. I would love to thank Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor, for signing Matt's law. I love that. I'd like to thank Senator Tom Torlakson and his assistant, Mr. Robert Oak, and their staff for sponsoring the bill and what truly seemed like a genuine interest in our pain and heartache. Mr. Alex Grab, where the heck is he? There he is. Our friend and lawyer who wrote the law for us. Thank you so much, Alex. He's another example of the support and help we needed to pull this off so that Matt's devastating passage wouldn't be meaningless. Now, what can I say about Debbie? My lovely wife, Debbie. Where in the world does she get her strength and energy from?
Stand up, boy.
Come on, baby, get up there. I don't know what she gets to But this beautiful little soul has worked non-stop on the passing of Matt's Law from day one. She was always totally prepared, like when she would lead her band of supporters, aka the Red Army. I know who that is. Into the state capitol building for handing out flyers before an important vote, or to go speak with her and meet a committee chairperson. Also, her relentless research and ability to contact and deploy the Red Army at times would all seem so effortless, but I knew it wasn't. It was nothing but short of hard-ass work being performed by and orchestrated by a grief-stricken mother, and that's the truth. Babe, I'm so proud of you. You deserve the highest of accolades for all of your labor. Your sons Matt and Travis and your husband love you so very much. And I know Matt is looking down on you right now with nothing but love, pride, and admiration.
Yeah.
This is too bad. Son, you would have been 23 years old today. And I want you to know I will always carry you in my heart. Cherish your memory forever. Dad loves you, son. In closing, I'd like to remind everybody that there's been plenty of grief and heartache, and tonight's a celebration for what was accomplished in Matt's memory. Matt would want us all to have fun, and you go like this, party hardy. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Sharing this wonderful event with our family. Thank you.
The cup's empty.
Thank you. I believe next up is Alex Grass.
Hi everybody, I'm Alex. Not too long ago I was introducing myself as Debbie's lawyer, and I'm glad to be able to introduce myself tonight to those of you that I haven't met as Debbie's friend. When Debbie first asked me a couple of months ago to speak, we were kind of hopeful and anticipating that Matt's Law would pass. She asked me to speak, and I was humbled and honored. And then I immediately was daunted by the task of coming up with what I was actually going to say. And so I went home and immediately began dutifully writing out my speech, and thought I was going to talk about the dangers of hazing. And somewhere around page 475 of my speech, it occurred to me that I don't need to tell any of you about the dangers of hazing. And so I wanted to talk about something different. We just had an election, as you know, a couple of days ago, and so I wanted to talk to you about the concept of leadership. Leadership is not politicians in big marble buildings. It's not power or position or personality. It's not techniques or methods. Leadership is about getting into people's hearts and minds. It's about inspiration. It's about human experience, and it's about people. People like Matt's friend Andrew, who, after Matt died, went and talked to every librarian who would listen about getting books about hazing into the libraries. It's about people like Jim Moon, Vice President of Student Affairs at Chico State, who, even though he retired and could have enjoyed his leisurely lifestyle, or a leisurely lifestyle, still would email me comments and ideas and thoughts about drafts of Matt's Law, and came to hearings in Sacramento. It's about people like Greg, who, despite his own grief and sadness, still made sure that Travis, Matt's brother, got to every single baseball game and every single practice. It's about that Red Army that Greg was talking about. That sea of red shirts in the gallery, in the hearing room at the Senate Committee on Public Safety, who so inspired the chairperson of that committee that she asked all of you to stand up and be heard and be seen. It's about all of you, Frankie and Bobby, and all of you who canvassed every legislator, every staffer, and to show how important Matt's Law was, and wouldn't stop until we got Matt's Law passed. And yes, of course, it's about Debbie, who, through the sheer force of a mother's will, wouldn't stop until Senate Bill 1454 became officially Matt's Law. The day of the press conference, after Matt's Law passed, we were there outside the high school, and after the press conference, Greg came up to me and we started chatting, and he said, maybe now Debbie will take a break. Maybe now she'll work 23 hours a day instead of 25 hours a day. I don't think so, Greg. And what's important is actually what comes next. What you all have accomplished with getting Matt's Law passed goes hand in hand with what comes next, and that's keeping Matt's memory alive by educating young people about the dangers of hazing. And I think about, and what I'm most moved by, is the thought that if we can just educate one person and prevent one more death from happening, if we can save one family from going through what all of you have gone through, if we could save one person from going through what Matt went through, then you really would be a hero. So thank you all for your leadership. Enjoy the victory. It's been wonderful, and have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Now I'm very honored to introduce the lady of the night, Debbie Smith.
because I'm not very good at this public speaking thing. But I just wanted to say that this night is a night of celebration, appreciation, and remembrance. First, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, but more importantly, for all the hard work that you all did in helping us get this law passed. Your support, we could have never done it without you. Could have never done it without the support and helping us get through the most unbearable months of our lives. With your help, we changed the law. And I think that's a pretty great statement. With this law, many lives will be saved. We're not going to know everything that's going to happen because we won't see it, but it will be. And they won't have to suffer the horrible fate that Matt endured. And many family and friends will not have to have their lives shattered as many as ours have been. During Matt's vigil, 2 days after he was killed, a friend said to me, "Debbie, I know you. You're not just going to sit back and do nothing. You're going to change a law or something." All I could think of is, what the heck is she talking about? You know, at this point, I can't even think of going on. I don't know anything about changing a law or anything else. But then my sisters and I started talking about Matt's law. And 2 weeks later, we were sitting on BART, and we were going to meet an attorney in the city. And we talked to him about Matt's law, and we didn't decide to go with them, but 2 weeks later, we did sign with Alex Grab and Doug Fearberg. Best decision I ever made. But at that time, the criminal case started to heat up, so that really, I couldn't think straight. We really weren't going anywhere. It was early on. And then on June 3rd, 2005, we were sitting in the court during a brutal pretrial testimony, and Alex leaned forward and whispered to me that he had been working on a draft to change the loopholes in the current hazing law, and while they wouldn't affect what we were going through at the time, they would help others in the future. And I turned around to Alex and I said, "You mean Matt's law?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I thought we could name it after Matt." And I said, "No, you're talking about Matt's law. My sisters and I have been talking about this for months." And so our journey began. So, Alex, God, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this for us. If it hadn't been for you, we would not be where we are here today, and I totally appreciate that you took that initiative and that you wrote that for us and you took the time to send it out so that we could find somebody that would back it, and I just thank you so much. And I have to thank our MAP committee. A lot of you don't know that we had a MAP committee, and this was long before I started asking people to write letters. And that is made up of my two sisters, Frankie Dickinson and Angie Birdwell. One of my best friends, Bobby Ball. One of Matt's oldest and dearest friends, Christy Ball, who was our new sister. And Andrew McPhee, one of the infamous Century 5. And next I'd like to thank Jim Moon, who has recently retired as VP, as you've heard, from the Student Affairs at Chico State, but he came to all of our hearings at the Capitol, always stood up and was recognized as supporting Matt's law and always looking out for our young people, and I just appreciate, and is here tonight, and I just thank you so much for that. On a personal note, and I hope you don't mind, but I would like to thank Matt's best friends, the Century 5, Andrew, Mark, Jeff, and Erwin, for becoming a part of our family since Matt died. He loved you guys like brothers. And you have no idea what you mean to all of us and our family. And I'm so happy that you feel comfortable enough to just stop by any time. If because you are a part of our family. And you carry a little piece of Matt in you, and I see it and I feel it whenever you're with us. Thank you so much. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my husband Greg and my son Travis, who were always there through all my tears and sleepless nights, and there are many. You are my strength, and I love you with all of my heart, and thank you. Now, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but we're not going to talk about that here tonight because, we've done a lot of work already. And we all know there's a lot of work to be done, and you'll be getting emails from me. But tonight we're going to celebrate Matt's life and what has been accomplished so far since his death. And so, if you all raise your glasses to Matt.
Keep raising.
Matt, your life had purpose, and that was to save many lives. You always looked out for the underdog, and you continue to do so. Matt, we thank you for being the incredible person and the beautiful soul that you were. Honey, I love you, and I am so proud to be your mother. To Matt. Thank you. You'll all turn around. Now if you'll all turn around.
Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, nigga, make some noise. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken. That's a part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's just a game of inches.
Whatever you see, you walk around the day, you gotta keep your sense of humor. You gotta be able to smile through all of it.
Dear mama, don't try, your baby boy's doing good. Tell the homies up in heaven and they ain't got hoods. Seen a show with Marvin Gaye last night. It had me shit drinking peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there and kicking it from out to the day came. Little tries to show wrong, tell a lady in the liquor store that she's forgiven. So come home, maybe in time you understand. Only God can save us. When my baby's cutting loose with the band, just think all the people that you knew in the past that passed on. They in heaven fell, peace that lasts. Picture a place that they exist together. There has to be a place better than this in heaven. So right before I sleep, dear God, what I'm asking, remember this face, save me a place in Thug's Mansion.
I wish the way I was living to stop serving rocks, doing a cops his house, and I wanna rock it out. Wish my brother would've made bail, so I won't have to travel 6 hours to see him in jail. And I wish that my grandmother wasn't sick, or that we would just come up on some stacks and hit a lick. And I wish my homies wouldn't have to suffer when the streets get the upper hand on us, and we lose a brother. And I wish I could go deep in the zone and lift the spirits of the world with the words within the soul. And I wish I could teach a soul to fly, take away the pain out your hands and help you hold them high. And I wish my homie would you still alive and know the day of his death I never took that ride. And I wish that God could protect us from the wrong, so that all the soldiers that were sent overseas come home and know we will never break, don't let never stay. We shall motivate and we gotta pray, all we gotta faith. Instead of thinking about who gon' die today, the Lord is gon' help you feel better, so you ain't gotta cry today. Sit at the lights so low, and then we gotta move straight forward, cause we fight so strong. So when life go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, life goes on.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away.
Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, like they took my frame. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give me anything to hear half the breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'm missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break, I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard when you're not around. Know you in heaven, smiling down. Watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you. Till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep it free. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed. Strength I need to believe. My thoughts bigger just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the States, shopping new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks. Making hits, stages, they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'm missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to
Happy birthday, Matt. May your light shine forever and always.